Welcome to this very first audio only recording. It may sound a little bit strange that I am going to color, because I'm actually going to color. I have a coloring book here in front of me, and you are not going to see what I am doing, but instead I would like to invite you to pick up your own coloring book. Or your painting, or your cooking gear, or your knitting, anything creative. Or maybe not creative, just enjoying a cup of tea. And just together have 15-20 minutes of just relaxed, calm energy. That is what I'm looking for. Yeah. That is a personal mission, I can tell you. Because I need more calmness in my life. So I'm going to pick up a pencil. I have a drawing here in front of me, a coloring book by Leila Duly, The Flower Year. And the drawing that I'm coloring right now is one with 3 beautiful birds, blue tits, and a bunch of leaves. It's just a lovely drawing. So I'm looking for more calmness in my life, and that has a reason. As you may know, I have in my videos I've been talking sometimes about a medical issue that I'm having, and that is migraine attacks. And unfortunately, over the years, the situation has deteriorated. It went from bad to worse. I saw 2 neurologists, tried lots and lots of medication. Nothing really worked, except for a diet that I tried, I'm still following, that has diminished the amount of migraine attacks and the severity, so that is good. But there was still this problem that I just don't function. You know, when I have a migraine attack, of course I don't function, I get that. But I always had a question, why do I not function when the migraine attack is not there? Because I can never function properly. My body just doesn't work. It's really strange. That is a question that has been with me for years now. And a couple of months ago, I met with a couple of people who are long COVID patients, and what they were telling me about their symptoms was very similar to what I experience every day. So I thought, well, this is a clue that I need to check out. So it turns out many migraine patients, they have sensory issues. They are extra sensitive to sound, light, feeling, tasting and smelling. Now I know that because when I have a migraine attack, I am very sensitive to sound and light, and I want to lie down in a dark room, in a quiet room. I know that. I did not realize, nobody told me that. And I don't think many migraine patients are aware of it, that on the good days, when there's no attack, you are still extra sensitive to all the sensory input. And I've been talking to migraine patients, I know a couple, and they said, yes, we have that too. So I am now in therapy. I'm training my brain and nervous system in the hopes that it will be able to handle more sensory input. The main problem in my case seems to be sound. And that's really not very handy because my profession is being a classical singer and teaching people how to sing. I used to be a conductor of choirs, and I was always struggling with keeping up with my job. I always ended up feeling sick, ill, extra migraine attacks. I didn't know why, I didn't understand. Get I do. So I went to see a therapist, and she is teaching me now how to get balanced better. And I've been reading books and trying things, and there are quite a few things that really, really help. One thing that I already knew that is very beneficial for me is being in nature. And last week, my husband and I, we went on vacation for 1 week to Germany. We were there on a quiet mountain with the woods just 5 minutes walk away, and I was having a blast. It was so peaceful, so still, calm. The first day when we arrived, that evening we went into the woods for a walk. We saw a beautiful sunset, and it was so quiet and peaceful. The only thing you heard was the birds singing. I felt so much better there. So that is my mission, creating a calmer nervous system. And I will use art to do that, and other things. One thing that I really, really like doing is taking my art into nature. So every time I go out into the woods or into the mountains, like last week in Germany, I have this watercolor kit with me. And last week we did it too. We were walking on a mountain, and we could climb a rock with a beautiful view. So I took my painting gear with me, and just on top of the mountain, on the rock, I was sitting down and just picking a piece of paper, and I went sketching and painting. I have to say the painting is not a masterpiece at all, because I'm in the learning process when it comes to painting, especially painting landscapes. But that's okay. It was really, really very nice. I can highly recommend taking your coloring book and your pencils with you when you go out into nature. And this book that I'm coloring now, The Flower Year, it has all scenes, all the scenes are from nature, European nature, I have to say. So almost every flower and every animal that is in this coloring book I can find somewhere in Europe, and most of them I can find here in the Netherlands. So that's really nice. So that's one of my goals, is to take this book into nature. There are also other things that besides being creative that can help, and I'm going to explore it all. It is the month of May right now, and that is one of my favorite months. It is springtime, heading for summer. The flowers are starting to bloom. It's the month that I plant lots of annual flowers in the garden, in the pots. It's just lovely. I love it. And it's the month that the blackbird sings, and I think the blackbird has the most beautiful song. And there's one particular evening in May that I treasure. That is the 4th of May, and that is Commemoration Day in the Netherlands. We commemorate all the victims from the Second World War and all the wars that came after that. And at 8 p.m. evening, there is 2 minutes of silence in the Netherlands. And that is exactly the time that the blackbird sings. So the Netherlands falls silent and the blackbird starts to sing. It is magic. And every year it happens again. The Netherlands falls silent and the blackbird starts to sing. So I have done quite some coloring. This is very, very good for me. I hope this podcast is working for you. I have to say it works for me. For some reason this feels more gezellig than coloring without talking to you. It's really strange. Gezellig is a Dutch word, and the meaning is, I think it is a combination of coziness and togetherness, and that togetherness, that is key in the meaning of gezellig. There's this feeling of togetherness. So I would like to give it another try in a second episode. If you have any suggestions for subjects, that could be something about coloring, painting, but also other things that fit the mission, and that is creating more calm. So if you have a type of tea to recommend, or a book, or anything that helps this search for more calmness, I would love to hear from you. So I wish you happy coloring, painting, being creative and being calm. And see you here, until the next episode. Bye bye.